Okay guys, welcome back, part 2 of the tutorial. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. So this is part 2. Part 1, we went ahead and did our clear envelopes, so we have our 6 pages ready to go. We built our spine hinge system, which is stack deck from following the paper trail. So now we're just covering our book. So far the only thing we have are chipboard pieces, which it's the 2 pieces at 5 by 6. And the spine, which was 1.5 by 5. So our cover is about 1/4 of an inch bigger than our pages. So it looks like that. So you have a little bit of a border. Okay, right. So the way I'm covering my book is how Tamika at Scrap the World does hers. You can cover it however you like, but this to me is the easiest way that I've seen. I watched a lot of YouTube videos when I was first starting out. So all I did was take my 12 by 12 sheet of paper that I want for the cover, and I cut it in half. That's all I did. So there's 6 by 12. So what I'm going to do is put score tape on the corner piece, and I'm going to go ahead and put the 3/8 and the 1/4 of an inch, only because my paper was torn. I mean, it will be fine with just a 1/4 of an inch. It's up to you, but I like my paper to stay. Okay, and we're going to burnish that. And take the backing off. Okay, so all we are doing is we're going to line that up and just stick it down. I can't really see with the glare, so I'm trying to make it straight. Let's see if I go this way. Okay, yeah, straight enough. So, yeah, no, not straight at all. That's okay. It'll be fine. So here's where you can do it how you want, but how I like it, I like to put my seam right in the middle of my spine. And yes, it will not, I guess waste is not the word I'm looking for, but yes, it will have us cut off, you know, some of these corner bits. You can just use them for other things. You can make a card with it. You can use it for your Christmas cards because it gives you a pretty nice piece left over. Like this one is 4 by 6. So, I mean, that's a card, you know? You can do it how you want. So what I like to do is just line up my chipboard, put my spine on that middle piece, and just line up my chipboard like that, just so I can see what I want. So you're going to leave about an 1/8 of an inch between your spine and your cover and your back piece. And that is, I think, if you have the Tim Holtz ruler, it's the width of the width of the Tim Holtz ruler, or a piece of chipboard in between. I mean, use whatever you want. But you just need a little bit of room. Not too much, but you still need enough. That way your book can fold nicely. So that's how I like it. Okay. So then at this point, I just eyeball it. Probably about here. So we're going to leave like a 1/2 an inch on each side. Like I said, I just eyeball it. I don't mind. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take our paper trimmer because I cannot cut straight with scissors. And we're going to cut at that little tick mark. And the tick mark on the other side. Okay. So I cut off about 4 inches on each side. If that makes it a little better, because I know it's kind of hard when you're like, oh, just eyeball it. Mm-mm. Actually, I might have cut off too much. No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, so now at this point, I like to use wet glue. And I just use this Craft Bond all-purpose glue. Get it at Walmart for $1.84. At Michael's and Hobby Lobby, it's $3.99. At AC Moore, it's $2.99. But at Walmart, it's $1.84. So, and it does come in, I use the all-purpose one. It does come in quick dry, which it means quick dry. You have like 30 seconds. So if I'm doing flowers or something, I'll use the quick dry, but I need more than 30 seconds when I'm doing this. So we're just scribbling glue. And it is thick. It's not as thick as tacky glue, but it's pretty thick. Okay. And I'm just using a cereal. This is a cereal box. So, I mean, you can use regular chipboard if you want, but my kids eat, I think this is like Cheerios, Lucky Charms, and Captain Crunch have the thicker boxes. So that's the cereal they get, so I can have the boxes. Some of the other cereal boxes aren't very thin. They're like lightweight chipboard, but Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, and Cheerios in the yellow box, they have the really thick chipboard. Alright. So I like to glue all three of my pieces because I do. Starting with your spine, and you can use score tape for your pieces too, but obviously wet glue is cheaper. So just kind of center it. And the reason why I like my seam on my spine is because I like to cover my spine with like ribbon or something, and it covers that seam. So if you don't mind the seam being on the front or the back cover, then you don't even have to, you can just, you know, edge it up on one side and you don't even have to do the whole measuring and cutting. But I didn't want my seam on there, front or the back. So now we're just laying these pieces down, making sure they're straight. And last piece. I'm going to make sure it's straight, giving it about 1/8 of an inch on there. Okay. So that's about the width of a medium weight chipboard. It's 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So this is what we have so far. And I'm just going to varnish it down just to make sure that glue is really adhering to the chipboard. Some of the glossier cereal boxes, you do need to give it a few extra minutes if you're using glue because it's glossy. Right, so now we are going to miter our corners. So all you're going to do is chop off a little bit. So you do want to leave room between the corner and where you chop off. Probably about 1/8 of an inch or so. Don't get too close to it. I mean, we can always chop more off. Just once you chop it, you know it's gone. So, and if it does get too close, you're fine. I mean, there's always ways to fix it. Okay, so that's all we did. And now we're just going to train our paper. And it looks like mine's a little crooked, but it's okay. My pattern doesn't need to be exactly straight. Alright, so we're just training our paper to come up over the chipboard. So you're just pulling it up and pushing it firmly on all 4 sides. Pull it up, push it firmly. Now we're going to go ahead and varnish. And this paper is a little difficult to work with because it's very thick and it's glitter paper, so some of the gumdrops are going to be a little bit cracked, but it can't be helped because it's glitter paper. So, alright, so we're just training our paper at this point. Okay, now we are going to use square tape. You can use white glue in this part, but it's a little more messy. And you have to wait. You see some of my gumdrop came off, but that's okay. So square tape right up to that edge of the paper, the top, or whichever way you're looking at, the top or bottom edge. And we're going to square tape off the sides. And at this point, I like to decide what I want on the top. I think I'm going to do the long sides first and then the short sides. It doesn't really matter, just whichever side you pick to go with, you got to do both. So like if you pick to do the long sides first, you have to do the long sides first and then the short sides. Not like long, short, because then it will look weird. If that made any sense at all. Probably not. Okay. And then this. And you can cut the paper. You can put extra square tape here, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to do long sides first. So I'm just making sure my tape is here. So we're just varnishing, varnish, and varnish. Okay, let me see which one. Yep, I'm doing long sides first. Okay. So pull it. And because we already trained the paper, it should go straight on there. Just pull it tight. And then of course, varnish, flip it over, and pull the backing. And pull it tight and varnish. Okay. Now our sides, pull the backing. If you have any overhang, tuck it in. So the corners at this point, as you can see, this one has a lot hanging over. So all I'm going to do is take my nail and just kind of push it in. Just kind of push it in, that's all. And then fold this over and varnish. Okay. Same thing here. Just kind of push that in, push it in, just so basically your corner is wrapped, because you don't want a naked corner. See? These corners are no longer naked. Oh, sorry. If it will. My computer has a delay, so I have no idea how you guys can see this. Okay. And take the backing off, tuck in the overhang, and varnish, varnish. Okay. So now we're just going to train our book to fold. So what I'm doing is folding the top like this, and then just fold the bottom in flat, and then that way it'll open and close. So see our seam, well, I guess I didn't get it in the middle, but it's okay. Because what I'm doing is I'm going to take a piece of ribbon and run it down the side. So you won't see the seam anyway, but normally I have the seam directly in the middle, but not today. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our inside. We're going to use the same technique. So on the what was this measurement here? By 5. So I'm gonna use 4 3/4. So on the 11-inch side, I'm gonna cut at 4 3/4, and again at 4 3/4. Okay. My spine's not dry all the way. Okay. So at this point, the seam doesn't matter because you're going to cover it up with your binding system. So same thing. Just going to cover it like so. Or piece of score tape. Pull it off and connect these two pieces together. And so now your book is about 13 3/4 inches long. So you want your paper to be 13.5 inches, right? Yeah, if I did my math right, that's correct, but this is how I do it. I look at it, think, okay, is this 1/4 inch? Sure, why not? Chop it there. Then this looks like a 1/4 inch there. I'm gonna chop it there. I mean, I am putting my seam in the middle only because this is probably one that I'm gonna give. But it was just one I was keeping for myself. I wouldn't care what the seam is. Okay. Yep. So it's a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, but what else? I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So what we're going to do is glue this down. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to glue this middle part. And I have a ton of bottles of these glue. And I have them up, so when they don't want to work, just go to the next one. So just on the wood pieces, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. And for time's sake, I'm using score tape. You don't have to use score tape on this part, but for time's sake I am. Because I don't want to have to hold it down. Because we're already at 18 minutes. Okay, so. And do you have to do glue and score tape? Probably not, but I would be so embarrassed if my book fell apart. So normally I just glue, to be honest. But I've never done just all score tape, so I'm going to do both for this. And I'm sure just score tape would be fine, but I don't want a bubble in the middle of my book, and I feel like if I just did score tape on the perimeter, the middle would bubble up. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I think. Right, so we're going to do that, fill that, fill it, and fill it. Check for overhang, tuck it in. Okay. This is where you could put glue stick on your score tape so you have more than one shot. And this is why I normally do wet glue, because with score tape, you know, once it's down, it's down. If you don't use the glue method, the elementary school's glue stick. And I don't know where my glue stick is. All right. So put it down, varnish it. This is where if you used only wet glue, you do need to let it dry for a few minutes. But since I use both, I don't have to. We're gonna train our paper to fold. Yeah, see, I think it would bubble up if you didn't have any glue, because mine just bubbled. Should probably let that dry. So, and you can also just lightly score it in that gap. It's really not this difficult. It's just because I'm on camera. There we go. Right. So now our hinge system, we're going to come back to that. Here's the hinge. And I'm going fairly quickly, so you may have to pause it because we're already at 20 minutes and I'm afraid it's not going to record. So we're peeling the back end off of our hinge, tucking under any overhang. And now this is where it gets a little tricky because you want to match it on your spine. So I like to fold my book up like this, kind of match it. You guys might be able to see, so I'll just do it like this. Where's my tin holder? I don't know. We're going to be for spirit's sake, and we're just going for it. Okay. So it should be the same length as your pink paper. Okay, I gotta stop talking. Hold on. And I just press that bottom and then this top. Oh, we made it. Got it. Okay. So the camera cuts off. You're pretty much done at this point. All you need to do is take your pages, make sure they were varnished really well. Take the backing off. And we're going to sandwich our hinge into it. And again, like for me, I want the long piece of the envelope to the top, or on the top. And okay, I want that to be the cover. So it doesn't matter where you start. You can start at the back or the front. Tuck in any overhang, and we are just going to line. I don't know if you guys can see this. We're just basically lining this hinge up. I'm going to start with that one. You can see. So line them up and sandwich it in. So you're pretty much done. You're just going to add the page. I'm going to let the camera run. So if all of a sudden I'm not talking anymore and it's done, that means the timer ran out. We are done. And you can sit here and watch me do the rest of the pages if you want. Or we're done. So same thing. Just line it right up to that score line. Press this piece down and close it. And I have a pencil mark, so let me just erase this. That's why I wrote the measurements on there. I was looking for that one. Okay, next page. So I hope you guys had fun with this. Make sure you follow the first video that tells you what is a requirement, and it does show you some more examples. Before I get mine done, I will show you in a reveal video what I did. Probably not this week because I have a swap that I'm doing on a different page that I'm working on, and I'm also working on swaps for Scrapbook Expo. So if anybody's in Washington State, July, I think it's 8th. It's that, whatever that Friday and Saturday, the first week of July, Scrapbook Expo is going on, and I'm going to that. So if you want to join me, you can. And I'm just gonna sandwich that one. And make sure the long piece on top. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and you know, sorry about all the technology failures and, you know, that kind of stuff, but I'm new to this and I'm just having fun, so that's what it's all about. Alright, so we only have one more and our book is done. And oh, my dogs are crying outside the door. Okay. Tuck in your overhang. And there we are. Our pages are done. And so, yes, they are longer than the book right now because we just don't have them folded over. But once you put your stuff in there, fold it over, it's not longer than the book. So, I mean, this is a really cute idea. So you can do a brag book and put different pictures in, and, you know, the kids can slobber all over it. So there we have it, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Have a great day.